What's up, guys? Frank Fulci back again with another of my collection overview videos. So welcome back, guys, and if you're new here, welcome for the first time. I'm gonna do a little bit of an overview. I have a huge collection, and if you watch my weekly videos, you know I'm constantly getting upgrades and way more movies than I should. But in order to show them off in little doses, I decided to go label by label for the smaller collections that I have. So first week was Full Moon Pictures, features, whatever you want to call them. Second week was Unearthed Films. Last week was Necrostorm, a little company out of Italy. This week, if you tell by the thumbnail and the title of the video, I am doing Grindhouse Releasing, which is another company that I don't hear too much about. Now, maybe because they disappeared for a little while, but they are back, releasing titles again and re-releasing titles, but I'll get into that in a second. So let's dive into this. Some of these I will be able to talk about in more detail than others. Some I haven't seen in years, some I haven't seen at all. So small collection, but we'll get through it pretty quickly. First, I want to say Grindhouse Releasing, they are a company that started in actually 1996, so they're fairly old in terms of, you know, having been around for over 20 years. It was founded by film editor Bob Murawski, and actually co-founded by Sage Stallone, who is the late son of Sylvester Stallone. He actually passed away a couple of years ago. I forget how many years at this point, 2, 3, maybe even 4 years ago. So yeah, let's jump into it. First up, so now some of these have the wrapping, the shrink wrap still on them, but this one is open. I actually sliced this. I watched this last night, so let me see if I can get this out actually. I don't want to cut and then have this be out, so bear with me, guys. Or maybe I'll show it on one of the other ones that's easier to show. But anyway, this first one is I Drink Your Blood. This movie's actually really good. It's better than I thought it was going to be. It's about a group of hippie Satanists. Now, man, if I can get this case out, it'd be a lot easier to talk about this. I want to see when it came out. Here we go, guys. The year was 1971. So 1971 movie about a group of Satanists that are hippies, and they basically set up shop in this town, and they start terrorizing this town. They take over an old abandoned hotel that's in town, and they, you know, set up shop there, and they start fucking with the people in the town. So I don't want to spoil it too much, but there's one kid in the movie who, to get back at them for doing what they did to his grandfather, he kills a dog who has rabies, takes a syringe, just like this one that Grindhouse was kind enough to include in the set. Again, it's separate, but I have the saran wrap, the shrink wrap still on it, so it's still stuck to my case. But he takes a syringe, takes the blood out of this dead rabid dog that he has killed, and injects it into some meat pies, and then feeds this group of cultists the fucking rabid meat pies. So what ensues after that is some fucking calamity, and it's pretty violent. The gore is pretty good. It's special, you know. Here's a shot of the back of a decapitation, so you know what you're getting into here. But this was better than I thought it was going to be. It's pretty cheesy, but it's pretty entertaining. I'm not gonna lie. I did want to show off that it comes with Grindhouse does these awesome sets that have multiple discs. So this one is just a Blu-ray. Actually, 2 Blu-rays, but one was the feature film with multiple cuts on it, and then extras, a bunch of extra features. They come with booklets, so some of them are reversible artwork. This one is not. But I've already spent almost 5 minutes talking about one, so let's move on to the next one, guys. Next up is Lucio Fulci's Cat in the Brain. Now, this is another one I watched recently. Yeah, I know, I should have watched it years and years ago, and I've had this for years, but doing these videos and being, you know, having the desire to actually talk about the movies in a little bit of detail with you guys makes me do my homework and actually throw on some movies that have just been sitting on my shelves. So I was actually going to wear my new Lucio Fulci shirt during this video, but it's hot as shit. Way too hot for sleeves, so sun's out, guns out. Although the sun is not out currently, but you get my drift. Anyway, Lucio Fulci, Cat in the Brain. This one is interesting. So on the cover here, it said, or on the back rather, it says the most violent movie ever made. Now, it's not the most violent movie ever made, but it's pretty violent, and if you don't watch too many violent movies, especially from this time period. This is from 1990, which is actually later in his career. It's, for an Italian movie at 1990, it was pretty gory, pretty violent, I would say. Again, not the most violent movie ever, but it actually stars Lucio himself, playing himself, and he is a director of horror movies, of course. And he's going through this thing where, because of all the violence that he has in his movies and his screenplays and all this shit, he's starting to have these visions and these crazy, I guess, hallucinations, but he's starting to have these violent urges on his own, you know, of himself, just like the characters in these movies that he directs. So this is a film that a lot of all Italian films, I don't know at what year this stopped, but I'll say 99% of the ones I own, all the giallos and everything, the audio for these films were recorded in post-production. So even if it's an English-speaking actor, their English-speaking parts weren't filmed on while they're filming. There was all sorts of noise going on. If you guys watch any kind of interviews about giallos and movies of that period and that time, and that place rather, you'll have heard the same thing. There's all sorts of noise on the set. There's no quiet on the set. People are shouting, people are moving shit around, and yeah, the actors are speaking, but the real audio of the movies is recorded later on. Anyway, so this is dubbed. I guess you say it's dubbed. This version does include both English language and Italian language, of course with subtitles. This one has the 2 Blu-rays like the last one, but it also has a CD soundtrack. So awesome there. Awesome music by what's his name, Fabio Frizzi. This one again has a booklet here and a nice little postcard of Grandpa Lucio there. And this one, if I could show it off, does have reversible artwork. So that's the inside. Again, just looks like the glow in the dark, by the way, slip box. So this is the other artwork. So yeah, guys, that's a good movie. It was a little slow moving, but towards the end, it's just violence for violence sakes, and everyone's getting fucked up. There's a child that gets his head chainsawed off. There's quite a bit of decapitations in that movie. But next up is another Lucio Fulci movie, The Beyond. This is probably one of his most popular ones. Again, just watched this for the first time the other day. I may have seen this years ago, but if I did, I really remember nothing about it. So this is about a woman who inherits a hotel. This hotel is said to be one of the entrances, one of the gates, one of the 7 gates of hell. So she inherits this, and she's trying to fix it up and renovate it, and she basically runs into trouble, and that trouble is all hell breaking loose, figuratively and literally, actually. So there's one awesome scene. This is gory as hell too. Again, Lucio Fulci is known for his practical effects in his movies, and you know, a lot of the gore it's pretty realistic. Again, for the time period, this one was 1981, so almost 10 years before Cat in the Brain. But another one, like I said, it's one of his most popular ones, I would say. It was pretty good. Again, with this one is really slow at certain points, and listen, I know it's blasphemous to say this, but a lot of these giallo and a lot of these Italian horror movies, they're fucking hard to get through, man. And as much as I love Lucio, I mean, I took the last name Fulci for my channel and for my website. It's hard to get through these things. This one was okay overall, but man, if you really need a lot of action and shit in these movies, in your movies rather, maybe pass up on this. I mean, you have to watch it at least once to say you've seen Lucio Fulci's The Beyond, but I will say that one of my favorite scenes is in the library, and it's actually a scene that Lucio is in himself. He made cameos in a lot of his films, all of them from what I know. He plays a librarian, but in this library scene, a guy is going to look up the original floor plans to, he's helping to renovate the hotel. Something happens with this cursed book and this cursed, things that they're experiencing, and he falls, and then he starts getting fucked up, eaten alive by all these spiders, and that's a great scene, and definitely my favorite scene in the movie for sure. Again, sorry if there's spoilers here, guys, but chances are you guys have seen that before me, and if not, there's plenty of movie that I didn't spoil. Next up is actually a newer release from the company. Like I said, they had gone on hiatus for a little bit, a few years as far as I remember, and they just came back. This one came out last year, or maybe even beginning of this year, 2020. This This is a movie called The Tough Ones. It's from 1976. Again, awesome, nice quality slip box, side loaded. This one again comes with a CD soundtrack, music by Franco Michalizzi. That's a composer. Again, this one actually came with a bullet pen, so that's dope, and a booklet. I did watch this when I got this months ago when it came out, but I don't remember much about it. Again, it's kind of slow moving. You know, it's a polizieschi movie, so it's like a police crime thriller. It's not really a horror movie, but it's like an exploitation flick. It's directed by Umberto Lenzi, so you know, a lot of Italian directors, if they weren't making horror, they were making like crime thrillers, which technically this is still like a giallo, because giallo comes from the word yellow, which comes from the old crime like journal books from Italy, the crime novels and things like that, and the yellowing of the pages and the yellow paper that is printed on. That's what giallo means. So this is technically a giallo, I guess you can say. Anyway, again, kind of slow moving for what I remember, but decent to watch once time. Next up is Pieces, another one that everyone probably knows about. Now there is also an awesome Arrow video release of this film. Again, just like most of Grindhouse's releases, or at least the special editions of them, or limited editions of them, comes with a CD soundtrack. I'm not going to go over everything in this, but again, tons of special features. They do great jobs with their transfers, probably better than some of these movies deserve, although all the ones I spoke about so far, they definitely deserve the treatment. But nobody else, like I said, this one happens to have a release by Arrow, but nobody else is releasing this stuff in this format. I Drink Your Blood and stuff like that. So thank you to Grindhouse Releasing for doing this for the fans. Awesome cover work on this one. This is a slasher. Again, I saw it years ago. It's been a while since I've seen it, but I remember liking this one. Again, I'm sure there's slow parts, but when it comes to the gore is good. And it has all the stuff we love in our slasher films. Now this is from 1983. By the way, these are actually all region, guys. So if you happen to be, you know, not in America, they are region A, B, and C on, from what looks like all of these. Oh, this one, Beyond is region A, because I know who else Arrow put out Steelbook of the Beyond as well, so they have region B rights. But the rest of them that I showed off are region A, B, C, so you guys can watch it on any player. Next up here, guys, I might have to flip this around because I can't show nudity on YouTube. Not that I'm getting monetized anyway, because I don't have enough subscribers for that. But this is a film starring Peter Cushing called Corruption. This is one I got more recently, probably sometime last year. If I go back and look at my unboxing videos, I probably could find me showing this off. But it is a Blu-ray and DVD combo pack. There is no soundtrack for this one. I don't believe there was a version that had a soundtrack. But you know, new 2K restoration, alternate scenes, interviews with some of the stars. So again, very good in terms of the features, and the transfer is great and everything like that. I don't remember much detail about this, but technically, see who it's directed by. I don't know if I'm gonna see it on here, but this release in particular is from 2013. The movie itself is from 1967, so an oldie. Again, if it's starring Peter Cushing, you know. It's not necessarily like a lot of the gothic movies that he's made. I guess technically it can be considered a proto-slasher of some type. There, you know, it's said to be his most shocking role ever, Peter Cushing. But again, don't remember too many details about this. I guess I could read this. Grindhouse Releasing is proud to present the first ever US home video release of the wildest, sickest, and sleaziest swinging 60s British horror thriller Corruption. The legendary Peter Cushing stars as a surgeon driven to murder and madness as he attempts to restore the beauty of his hideously disfigured fashion model wife. Special edition contains shocking scenes of gore and nudity, previously deemed too strong for American audiences. That's right, that does jog my memory a little bit. He's a surgeon, he tries to fix his wife's face, but then it doesn't stick. It keeps getting re-uglified, whatever the fuck you want to say. The surgery is botched and, you know, keeps undoing itself basically, and he goes mad, she goes mad, everyone goes fucking mad. So, again, worth a watch. You know, it's an oldie, so, Might take some getting used to. Grab a snack. Make sure you know, have enough to entertain you on the side of the actual movie itself. Guys, I am fucking dripping. It doesn't help that this light that I have is blasting me too. So, apologize if I keep wiping myself here. Next up is one that I'm sure most adventurous horror fans have seen, and that is Cannibal Ferox, another one by Umberto Lenzi. This is another of these popular Italian cannibal movies. There are so many of them. This is also from 1981. This is actually region A, so no multi-region on this. It does have a CD soundtrack. Again, another one I watched. I've watched this a couple times over the years, but it's been quite a while. But if you've seen one cannibal movie, you know what to expect from most of them. I think two of the most popular, I would say, are Cannibal Ferox and of course Cannibal Holocaust. So beware, this is not for everyone. Neither is Cannibal Holocaust. From what I remember, it's hard to decipher between the two because it's been years since I've seen them. But animal cruelty, real life animal death, and things like that. So if you're not into that, you can probably skip these. I do want to note that I do have the Grindhouse releasing version of Cannibal Holocaust also in a 3-disc set, also an awesome, you know, transfer, all the special features, but I don't have it here with me. I actually lent it to my sister well over a year ago, forgot she had it. I was looking for it like crazy last night to put it for this video and realized she still has it, and it's actually at her boyfriend's house, so that's even better. Anyway, knowing that it's actually there 100%, I'm fine with it, and figured I would just mention it. Next up is one that I had not seen, so it is still shrink wrapped, and that is fully shrink wrapped. It's not slidable outside. This is a spaghetti western, 4 discs, collector's edition, 2 Blu-rays, 1 DVD, and of course the CD soundtrack. So that is The Big Gun Down. I don't know if you can see that with my light. There you go, that's focused. This is a region ABC, so you can get it in all regions, or if you have an all region player, you know, doesn't matter. But Grindhouse Releasing is proud to present the first ever US home video release of the greatest spaghetti western you've never seen. Sergio Solima's widescreen epic The Big Showdown, or The Big Gun Down rather. The legendary Lee Van Cleef, who stars in tons of westerns from that era, stars as a relentless bounty hunter on the trail of Cuchillo. Hero film superstar Thomas Milian. Savage Mexican outlaw accused of the rape and murder of a 12-year-old girl. Written by Once Upon a Time in the West screenwriter Sergio Donati. The Big Gun Down also features an incredible soundtrack by Ennio Morricone, who is known for a lot of things, and I think he did the soundtrack for Quentin Tarantino's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. So you should definitely know he's a fantastic composer, and he does fantastic soundtracks, and he's won awards and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, this, like I said, is one I have not seen, so I can't give too much detail, but I'm sure it's fun. Spaghetti westerns, again, depending on the mood you're in, they can be pretty fun. So next up is another set that I have not seen. Now, they had released, there's 2 movies in this, Gone with the Pope and Massacre Mafia Style. They had released these 2 movies individually years ago, but they just recently, and there's actually 2 that I had not picked up at the time, so I thought I was out of luck. I was looking at eBay, and the prices weren't that bad. And in fact, I think on the Grindhouse site, and some other sites, Grindhouse Video in Tampa, Diabolic, they might actually still have single editions of these films. But Grindhouse was nice enough to do another little hard box set of the 2 films, so I jumped on that. I had pre-ordered it when it came out. Again, this was pretty recent, I think right before or right after The Big Gun Down came out, which again I said was earlier this year or late last year. This had been released. So again, still sealed. I haven't jumped into these. Fortunately, it's sealed, so I can't read. There's no synopsis here to read for you guys. So that's that. I think I own every single Grindhouse release except for the DVD versions of them, if there were them. They are numbered. So here's like Grindhouse, GRD 008, 009. Although this is, I don't know, BOS 009, BOS 013, BOS 008. I don't know how the numbers work and what BOS means or what GRD means, but the only ones I don't have are, there's one DVD release of a film that Sage did called Vic. There is An American Hippie in Israel, which I heard is a really weird fucking trippy movie, and I don't own that, so I may jump on eBay, but the 3-disc set version of that is quite expensive, so I may splurge, or I may just end up getting the, you know, the more standard release version. And after those, there's another one, and this is the last one that I know of as far as Grindhouse has released, is The Swimmer. And again, just like Duke Mitchell set here, They had a standalone version years ago, and now they just put up one for pre-order, or I don't know if it's still for pre-order or just regular order, but it hasn't been released yet, so still pre-order. The Swimmer, 3-disc set, and this version now will include a CD soundtrack. So again, one I had missed out on originally. I was gonna pick it up. Again, I think it's in stock in some certain places you can look, so it's not really necessarily that hard to find, and it's around 20 bucks, so it's not that expensive, but of course I opted for the 3-disc version that they just put up for sale. So happy to see them back doing some releases. I know after Sage died, of course, understandably, it put a damper on things, and it was tough for them to continue, obviously, but he would have wanted them to continue, I'm sure. So happy that they are still around, happy that they're putting out these movies that, again, besides a couple of them, a lot of companies aren't really touching. So that's it, guys. Hopefully you liked what you saw here, you liked what you heard. I'm fucking dying of heat. So again, sweating all over the place. I apologize, but let me know what's your favorite of these guys. I would imagine probably the most popular are the Fulci movies and Pieces. Ferox maybe, I don't know, but let me know what's your favorite movie from Grindhouse releasing, and what you guys want to see next. I can do Arrow, I can do Blue Underground, I could do Severin, I could do Scream Factory, but they're fucking huge, so it would be like 30-part series for Arrow, 30-part series for Scream Factory. But let me know, guys. I could do 88 Films, is a little smaller, but again, a lot of those I would have to cram in and try to watch just so I could talk to you about them. Let me know. Maybe I'll do Vestron. I could do the whole series of Vestron movies. Anyway, guys, hit me in the comments below. Give me the thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. And thank you for watching. I appreciate it. I hope you guys are all doing well and you're all staying healthy and safe. I know a lot of places are reopening up amongst this global pandemic bastard, but people are still getting sick in record numbers. So stay safe, stay smart, and hopefully I can provide some little entertainment for you guys in the interim. So until next time, guys, I have a big haul coming up, of course, like I always do, for this Sunday. So look forward to that. Watch last week's, watch the weeks before that, and watch everything else. I have about 90 videos up that you guys can check out. So again, like I said, hit me in the comments, subscribe if you haven't already, and thank you for watching, guys. Until next time, peace out, be good.